Hello friends. So today in this video we'll be seeing how we can use a Python for API testing, and here um, we'll be learning only API testing with Python, and we'll be using requests package for this API testing, and also we'll be using our unit testing framework, which is PyTest. Okay, so as this is the first video, in this video I will not be covering anything related to API. I mean, what is API? I'm assuming you know it, and I will be directly jumping to this API testing using Python tutorial. I mean, like what we'll be learning only these things. So I will not be wasting time on other things like what is PyTest and what is Python. Probably I'll be creating some separate videos for that, and as of now I do not have anything. And once if there would be anything, I will be putting in the description as well, so that you can go through that as well. So I'm assuming like you know some basics about API, and you have already used Postman for doing API testing, and now you want to learn how you can do it using Python. So yeah, that we'll be doing here. We'll be doing very basic things first, and then we'll jump to the complicated complex things, so don't worry about it. Okay, um, so what is API in basic terminology? So I can say like API is a medium, okay, and a medium where two applications can communicate with each other, which is built on two different technology. Let's say one is built on JavaScript or JS, something like that. Another is built on C#. So these two applications can communicate through the API test through an API, so that they can send some request and get some response, something like that. So this is why we create API, and the full form is Application Programming Interface. So and um, that's basic terminology, and there can be I mean lots of things are there. I'm not covering those first. Okay, so let's directly jump to the our PyCharm, where we'll be seeing how to do it through code. Okay, so I'll be using one site which is this resadq.in. Okay, this is a, I think, open source or something like that. Everyone can use it. So I mean, you can use it for Postman, anything, whenever you are learning any API testing or something, you can use this site and you can try it out, like how it works. So there are some dummies things are there, like this will give you some list of users, this will give you single user, like that, and this will create a user, update user, delete user, registration unsuccessful, login successful, login unsuccessful, delete response, something like that. So there are lots of things, okay, and we can try it out, or maybe some few. So let's jump over the PyCharm. So here is our PyCharm, and okay, so let's create a new project, and here like I will be going to this project. So let's jump over here, and okay, so the file name, yes. So I'll be going to the page list, and here I'll be creating something like Python API test. Okay, so this is my package name. No, not package name. This is a project name that just I've given here. Python API test 2IT, and I am creating a virtual environment. So virtual environment is something where we'll be add this will not I mean, this will not be any problem if you have if you create multiple virtual environment, then you can work in a, like uh, your code will not be uh, uh, conflicting with other project in your other Python project in your system. Okay, so we are creating a virtual environment so that we can isolate our work. So that is why I'm creating virtual environment here, and let's create a main file as well. So create it. It will be done in a few seconds. I think it's going to done. Yeah, going to create. Yep. So just click on this run button first. 1 second. I can see the PyCharm is created. So yeah, everything is fine. Now what we will do, we need few things like when we need PyTest, we need requests, right? Because request is not coming by default with Python. So we need these two things first. So how we can do it, how can get it, how can we install it in this virtual environment? So for that we need to go to this file menu, and then we go to you have to go to settings, and then um, come to this here projects and Python interpreter. And here you can see only three things are there. One is pip, this is coming by default, setup tools and wheel. So if you click on this plus sign, you will get this um, thing, and then you have to type something like PyTest. So PyTest is the unit testing framework which we'll be using here, and click on this install package. So you can see it is getting installed. So this is not globally installed, this is installed for only for this environment, virtual environment which we have created. And next we'll be doing requests. So here is the request, it is 2.27 and the version number, and I click on install packages, install package, and then it's, yeah, it's done quite fast. And then do we need anything else? I don't think so. Right now I think we are fine with this. Let's close it. Okay, so we got our code, and now I will delete this file. I don't need it. So where is the delete button? There is it is. So I just clicked on delete button, and it got created. It got deleted. So next I'll be clicking on this new menu option, and I'll be creating one Python file. Before creating a Python file, I will create one package first. So here is the Python package, and I want to name it as basics. And there I'll create something like Python file, which is as we are using PyTest, so we have to use some PyTest terminologies, like how we run our test in PyTest. So just few things I will tell you. In PyTest, we give our test name with test keyword. Okay, so first we have to give something like test underscore uh, the things we have to do. So here I want to do like I want to we want to show the list of users available, okay, through this API. So here it is, right? Page 2, list users. So get users, test get users. I think that's fine. This is okay. So you need to use this terminology if you do not know PyTest. So I will recommend to see this PyTest official documentation. Here it is available, pytest.org. Uh, yeah, this site is good enough, so you can give it a start. So here you will get all the related thing which you have showing here. So I'll be telling you like what you need to know about it so that you can start it. It is not very complicated thing or complex thing. Okay, so next I will be importing my uh, things which I'll need. So I need to import PyTest. PyTest is not required as of now. Yeah, I mean you need to import a PyTest for using fixtures and other things, but not now. So import requests. I think this is the thing I need it. Next, I will create a method. The method name also need to be start with a test keyword. And um, okay, so is what method name should I give? Get all users, right? And so this is my users. And now what we have to do? So this is my uh, this is my URI, right? Total. So this is my endpoint, and this is the URL. right? And here I will be I will be creating like requests dot get, and if you hover over here, you can see it accepts a URL. Okay, so which is like the URI plus, I mean the whole URI, and then you have to parameter data, headers, cookies, authentication, timeouts, proxies, hooks, stream, lots of things are there to pass. But as of now, for GET request, we will only pass this URI, the whole URL, right? So URI nothing but URL plus endpoint. So that's we say URI. So Uniform Resource Identifier is the full form of URI. And next, RESP. This is I'm storing the I mean whatever it is returning this get statement. I'm putting it in the response variable, and I want to see how what it contains. So it will be coming in JSON format. So I have to use this thing so that I can see it right now. Let's see I can run it or not. Okay, so I can directly run it from here. Let's run it. Okay, it's giving some error, right? So click on it, and here add return number may not authenticate projects file. It's giving some error. Okay, I think it's here showing as main only. So it should not be main here. I think that is why it is showing. So let me right click on it and right directly run it. Yeah, now it's running. Okay, so you can see the test passed. One test got passed because of this. It is considering as one test. We didn't give any assertion yet, but still it is considering one test. So one passed is saying. So now let's understand what is happening and how the response looks like. So as you can see, it's giving in a very bad format, right? And we can see it. I will show you that as well, how we can see it in a good way. So let's go here and copy this thing, and we need a JSON viewer. So I'm using this JSON viewer, online JSON viewer from JSON viewer stack.hu, and I'm putting here it, and here I am just clicking the viewer button, and here you can see how the data looks like. So this is like 0th, 1th, and this is ID, email, first name, last name. Okay, so this data is showing me. So now I want to evaluate this total pages equals to 2. So there should be only 2 pages, right? That's my assertion. Okay, so how do I validate it? Now, okay, sorry. So I know this is returning this whole JSON, right? So I need to extract this what is this? A total image, right? Total page. So it's very easy to do it. So so I'm creating a variable total pages equals to response dot JSON. Okay, so this is containing the whole thing, right? And now I have to use this bracket, and here I have to use total pages. Okay, so now if I print it, let's see whether I'm getting this total pages or not. So again, one test got paused, and I can see this total pages, right? Now I will give an assertion here, assert. So this is a PyTest assertion, and what I'm trying to assert it, like the total page should be 2, right? So total pages equals to 2. This is my assertion, and I can also give one message like uh, total page is not matching with expected page number or expected number of pages. Actual, sorry, expected is 2, but actual is total pages. Now, first I will make it deliberately fail it, so I'm making it 4, so it will obviously fail and fill the paragraph. Okay. Okay, so this should be filled, right? Okay, now I'm not clicking, writing on, right clicking on this and trying to execute it. Instead of that, I'll go to this terminal. From here, I will execute. I will show you how to execute from here. It's very easy. Like you need to use this pytest command here. So pytest minus is minus v. So it's I can like minus is for showing the output and minus v is for the more verbose. So if you do not want to give the verbose, you can omit it and only minuses would be fine so that we can see these print statements. Okay, and here I will write like which file I want to execute. So first I have to go to this basics, and then I have to use this test get user. So if I hit enter, I can see this, it will get executed, I believe. Yeah, so as expected, it got failed, and the reason is like assertion error. Total is not matching with the expected number of pages. Expected is 2, but actual is 2. But sorry, expected is 2, but actually is 2. Okay, sorry. When it means this is incorrect, right? Expected is 2, but actually something here it should be like expected is 4, but actually is 2. That's you can understand, right? Okay, so that's you can see right very well here, and this assertion got passed. So one test case got passed. We can add as many number of assertion you can. Like here you can add verify this email. So this email should be like something like this, or something like anything you can verify. So how let's do it. Like let's verify this name, first name. Okay, here it should be Michael, something like that. So let's put this session again, assert, and I'll be directly using this one here, or maybe I can create a variable as well. So first name. So here I have to go to this data, right? So from JSON, this data is there, and I'll go here data, and then it is in 0th position. I want to validate the 0 or 1, whatever. So I have to use this 0, and then I have to use this first name, first underscore name. First name equals to Michael. Now I can give this or I may not give it. Okay, that's up to it. This is optional, but it's good to if we should give this so that if anything got wrong, we can see some messages. Okay, for this one, I am not giving this statement, this extra statement or optional statement. So now I will run it again and I will see if this is getting failed or not. Okay, we didn't correct it, right? So I'll have to correct it here too. So now it should pass. Okay, so we got uh, one passed in green, and it is also showing me the complete API, the API response which you got here in this print statement. Okay, now I will show you one trick. Let's say now, let's say you want to print this ID number here. Okay, and this ID number is 11 you want to validate, but the problem is like you have to debug it, right? How do you get it? So that's we can do very easily, like how on the fly we can debug it, or on the fly we do not have to go here like this one. Even though you do not have this, you can still do it. How? So that we will see right now. So the debugging is very simple here. Like you have to use one thing like import pdb, and then we need to use pdb.setPhrase. That's it. So here the execution will be stopped right here. I mean, it will be waiting for something, some commands which will give, then only it will go next. Otherwise, it will not go. It will be there only. Okay, so we will see it, what is happening. So once we hit this button, we can do anything up to this, whatever happened right now. So we can just directly print this thing there only in the console, in in the terminal, and we'll see all these details. Right? But even though the test is not completed yet, and we can find whatever we want, like we want to get this ID 11, so that also we can get it, or something like that. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm hitting the same thing. So we can see it like the execution flow got stopped, like it's a debug mode, right? So here, and now I want to see like where my current execution is. So I will press L and it will show me exactly where I am. I'm currently on this there. The next statement is assert statement, but up to this it got executed up to 10th line. Okay, so now I want to see the total pages, what it's giving, because I don't know, I have to assert it, right? And now let's imagine like these steps are not there, and you have to now check it, like whether it's giving the right result or not. If what is giving total page, whether it's giving null or any other value. So you can see this is giving 2, so which is correct. Now we can go forward and you can put this as assert statement. Okay, so now I want to print this one. That is also doable. And see, but I'm not liking this. This is coming in very bad way, right? I want to get in some formatted way. So I have to do this pp and then this. Now the magic happens. So it's giving me in some JSON viewer format, right? It's quite great to see like how it's giving like data. So this is the format how JSON data is got created, right? So this second bracket should be there, and then the data keyword, and then we have this array, and in the array this is the first element, and then this second JSON object, third JSON object, and fourth JSON object, like that. And I want to get this ID. Okay, so first I have to find, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in the fourth ID. So okay, data 4. So let's see what it's giving. So see, now I can see that this is giving me exactly what I want. So I want this JSON object, right? I got it. Now whatever you want you can extract from here. Let's say I want to extract something like ID or email. whatever you want. Let's say I want ID here, right? And I just copy here it and I'll put ID, hit enter. So I got my ID. Now I want to validate whether this ID is correct. So I know this is coming from, let's say this is coming from our API response. Now let's say some UI, in UI also it's the same thing you are getting, or from database also you can validate whether it's correct or not. But here we do not have database, so we'll correct manually, like whether it's correct or not, like whether it's 11 or not. Mm, mm, mm. And here I'm again giving one statement like um, ID of fourth or fifth, I think fifth, zeroth. It's starting from zero. That's I'm giving fifth object is not 11. Directly I'm giving just okay. And now okay. Now see, right now this is executed till now, right? Now if I hit something here, I will give something. For that, it will execute this whole thing. Even this session will also get executed. Okay, because this is not yet executed, and I just gave it and save it. So let's say you want to see how do you know like whether this session got passed. I will give simple print statement here, and let's say execution passed. So here I have to give C for continue, and it got passed, like one passed. So is it giving something else? Or I am not seeing this. Okay, let's execute once more time. I'm not sure if it's not showing the execution passed, so I'm not quite sure what happened exactly here. So I will execute one more time, and this time I will just comment out this. And here I will write. Okay, maybe that time I think that execution passed didn't get executed because it was not in the context, because I already started the execution, so it was only taking this part. Okay, that's fine. So I hope you understand. And, let's run one more time. Yeah, it's passing. So the first test case we just created of getting all the users and validating the values and like what are the email ID, what is first name. Now we can validate anything what you ever you want. You can try it out here. Like you want to validate this avatar or the last name or anything like that, or maybe these URL support URL that we can also try, or maybe to keep the request free contributes towards the server cost or appreciated, something like that. This text message support. Okay, so um, I think that's enough for the first video. I hope you got some understanding how to work with this Python request package for API testing. Next, we'll be covering some other thing. Okay, and thank you. Thanks for watching.